sabi nung mga tao sa labas nung ozone that time, nakakakilabot kasi people, naririnig nila yung cry ng tao, people were asking for help, unti-unting nawawala because, fire was getting bigger. So, nakalak na, may obstruction pa. And these are the sample types of locks that we use. Makikita mo to sa mga fire escape. Ang design kasi nito is to keep the fire from reaching the other side. Yan yung design niya. Ito, bawal yan ha. Yung fire exit mo kandado. The plant that we visited, ganito yung tsura ng door nila. Kasi pag they were in the retail industry, pagbukas mo street na. So may dalawang deadbolt sila dito, meron pang 3 lock, ganyan. So pag nakita ni Dole yan sa violation, dapat unobstructed ang fire escape. So ang sabi naman nila, after nakalak yan paggabi, pero pag morning, yung trunk ka lang, yung bolt lang, madali lang yan buksan. Okay. In some other industries like restaurants and hotels, may mga smoke and fire separators yan. But before that, emergency lights has to be, ito, mukhang mag-on mamaya during the, I'm not sure. And then yung emergency exit should be properly, properly identified. Dito kita agad natin So the fire escape is on this side plus dun sa elevator area. And then you also have yung alarm system. Dapat marunong gumamit yung mga tao ng alarm system. And then you have the fire, first aid fire, tsaka yung permanent fire stations. Ito naman, for the areas that has more sensitive equipments. Hindi water yung ginagamit natin, unlike this one, we use chemicals. That lessens the oxygen so that mas mabilis mawala yung fire. And then sa kitchen, dapat daw may mga yung tawag dyan, hoods. Ito yung tamang setup compared to this. Ito wala siyang hood. Ano bang nangyayari sa kitchen if you do cooking? When you're cooking, especially kung nagprito ka, what happens? Anong nag-accumulate? Grease. Makita mo yung area ng dahil grease. Yung hood, the design is not just to get smoke out, but to accumulate safely yung grease so that you lessen the chance of grease fire, especially in commercial kitchens. Kasi commercial kitchens, ginagamit mo yan tuloy-tuloy. Yan. So that's what's wrong with this picture. Wala siyang kitchen. Sige ma'am. Okay, questions? Lunch time na. Mag-lunch na ba muna tayo? Ang lunch ko kasi 11 to 3. The joke na. 12. Kailangan nyo na ba mag-lunch? O tapusin na natin? O yung last 88 slides. Sige. Okay, part of the OSH law, di ba sabi natin, one right is for employees to report accidents. Regularly, we have reports. Either you submit it annually at the end of the year, first 30 days of the following year, submit, or first quarter of the following year, or immediately depending on what report you have. So, sige ma'am. For under Order 1020, there are reports that you have to create. So there is the work accident and illness report. Sige po. So depending on the accident that happened, if it is reportable, how do we define reportable? Umattend kami sa 8-hour seminar. Sabi niya, Sir Carl, lahat daw ng accidents. So na-accident ako, napatid ako, papasok sa office. Nire-report ba yan? Okay, pinasalubong ako morning. Pinasalubong ako dito sa lobby. Nakita ko, meron siyang medical bandage from this point up to here. So I'm assuming may sugat siya. Ay sir, kasi ipapasok ako ng pati tapos may kalayaan. So ito yung sugat ko sir. So I waited for him, but I asked for his details. Sabi ko, sir, email me your details. Plus what happened. Because I'm gonna report it. Pumasok siya eh. Morning, nagtuloy-tuloy siya. The following day, pumasok ulit siya. So, reportability of an accident, aside from the nature, is also an element of whether you lost time. Nag-leave ka ba para magpa-hospital? Because if that happens, that is a reportable accident. Pag nasa work, paano yan papasok? Kasama ba yan? As far as SSS is concerned, DOL is concerned, work starts when? Pag nag-investigate sila, okay, work accident. Work-related accident. Kailan nag-start yung measurement nila? What time? 8:30. Or, anong oras dapat? Work starts from the moment you step out of the house. With the intention of going to work, ha? Dapat papasok ka. Mamaya man, hindi ka pa papasok. Okay? So, the time you leave the house with the intention of going to work, and then kailan natatapos yung work? Hindi natapos. Never natapos ako. Pinaguhugutan. No. Okay, work is measured. Yung end naman, it ends when you get home. So when you leave the office, kasama yun sa work, of course, again, with the condition na wala kang dinaanan. Kung naman kung saan ka pa dumaan, di ba? Basta the intention is one, start of work, the intention of going to the workplace, and then it ends when you reach home. So nag-start yung work ko ng 5, sumalis ka ng 5 kasi traffic eh. Then nakauwi ka ng 8, so 14 hours. Kilala pa naman ako ng aso namin, so okay pa. Yeah. Okay, earlier sabi ni Ma'am Cheng, meron kang Labor Code of the Philippines, LCP. Part of it, yung OSH, may sariling book yan, tawag namin doon yellow book. Nandun yung mga rules. Ang mga rules that has something very important to us, unang-una is Rule 1020, which is registration. It says that any organization, before operating, dapat 30 days, can you go forward? Like 30 days before it starts, dapat naka-register na. Tayo matagal na tayo nag-operate eh, pero when you open a new branch, requirement to, dapat i-register mo siya. So, may coordination to with BSC. Sinasabi na, mag-open kami ng branch dito sa ganitong lugar. Magpapadala na kami ng email through ERD. Yan, ma'am, ito yung target date ng opening. Dapat before tong time na to, nakapag-register na. Madali lang naman eh. May form lang, sinabit mo lang, register ka na. So ano yung laman niya? Yung business name, location, ownership, and then if it's reopening, if it's new building. And then every time there are changes in these things, we register it with all. Yan. Sige, very, detailed. Ang Rule 1040 of the same book says that there should be a health and safety committee. Dapat ma-establish yan a month from the date of opening. Anong itsura ng health and safety committee? Pinakita natin kanina, di ba? May chairman, may safety officer, which is a secretary, and then members na kasama ang first aider. Yan, very good. Sige. And then, part of that, section 3 of that, is the health and safety committee. Ano yung program mo, and so on. Sige po. Ito yung details na kinukuha. Owner of the company or the representative, safety officer, and then the member. Sige po. In a more complex, like I said, mas malaki siya, may ex-official members na siya. Doctor, nurses, dentist, first aider. Apat yun. Those are the occupational health personnel. Again, doctors, nurses, dentist, and first aider. Lahat yun meron tayo pero sa dentist. Kasi sabi natin kay Lola, hindi naman kailangan dentist naman, kahit part-time. Yun na lang accredited na dental clinic. So meron tayo nun, no? Pag tinanong nyo, ano yung mga accredited dental clinics? May listahan si MaxiCare or si Avega. Okay, sige ma'am. Ito yung I was telling you earlier, if there's more than one organization within a building, marami siyang tenants, ganito yung itsura niya. Ang chairperson is the building owner. In this case, sabi nila, may kasama daw tayo sa building. Ibagay, this is a complex eh. kasama yung hotel sa residences. So ganito naman yung itsura niya. Okay? Okay, duties naman ng HSE. Sige ma'am, sa reporting tayo. Rule 1050 is all about notification, reporting, and then records keeping. When Dole comes to us, before we submit the annual accident report, hinihingi nila yung logs ng lahat ng accidents. Ang hinihingi nila is literal logbook. Hindi pwedeng Excel file, hindi pwedeng database. It has to be a logbook. Sinusulat mo doon yung mga accidents. Mas madali nga naman yung i-manage kesa doon sa electronic file. So, every time there's a reportable accident, we report it per instance, per person. Sa head office, someone slipped sa executive lounge, sa EL. Yan. So, nauntog yung tao sa train, talaga ng train. Diba, when you order your food, pinababa mo. So, nadulas, tumama yung head, kasugat sa tenga. The person was out for 82 days. Huwag na natin mag-intay kasi baka naalala nyo na time na. But, what was the critical point there? It was reported because she was out or she was sent for treatment. Nagkaroon ng loss sa productive hours. So kung may accident sa inyo, dali nyo na agad sa clinic. And then from there, bibigyan kayo ng form, ma'am. Ano ba nangyari? Kasi nadulas or natapilog or napulugan ng keyboard. Okay, sige ma'am. Okay, so sabi ko nga, meron tayong work act. This is the one that we report every instance. It's submitted 20 days, saan yun? 20 days, ayan. 20 days after the month of accident. The accident happened January, meron kang until February 20 to submit the form. Okay? Pero, if it caused death or major accident, you only have 24 hours. So we call Dole, this is the accident. Email ko ngayon yung copy, pero dadalhin ko within the day. You have 24 hours to report that. And then you have the annual exposure data report. We summarize it. Ako yung gumagawa nito sa HR. We summarize all of the accidents reported to us, and then summary yung sinasubmit natin before January 20. And then, this is the, sige ma'am, ito yung sample naman. Nakikita nyo pa ba? Well, Dole will just want to ask, sino yung employer, ano yung injury, sino yung tao, ano yung accident, ano yung nature ng accident, ano yung cost. And then we submit this. From here, they call out data. Yun yung lumabas. Male, married, first shift, between 26 and 30, usually get into the accident. Annual accident and illness, we submit this. Lahat ng sakit ninyo within the category ni Dole. Example, hypertension. Hindi naman ako nag-report ng mayroon akong hypertension. Paano nare-report ng HR? Pag ginamit mo yung card mo, di ba? Ginamit mo yung card mo. Hinihingi namin yung summary data kay MaxiCare, tsaka kay nakasama na loob. Pag nangingi ka ng data doon, laging noong sagot eh. Kasi mayroon data privacy, di ba? Mas mataas ang standards ng medical team kaya sa bank. Sabi namin, kailangan namin itong data na to. Sir, we can give you the summary. Kailangan kong biyakin by group eh. Ay, sir, we can't give you that. But data yun ang bank, diba? Data ng empleyado natin, pero ganun kataas yung So don't worry about your medical records. They're safe with the provider. Sige ma'am. Ayaw niya na. Gusto na mag-lunch na. Okay. So, annual medical report, 2 copies. Ano yan? Ito yung quarterly. Lahat ng mga nagiging sakit natin. Okay. Kanina ulit-ulit si Ma'am Cheng about fines. The same way as I was stressing that there are fines that has been established. So, konti lang naman. Between 20,000 and 50,000 na tayo highest. Pero kasi ang charging ito per day. Pumunta si Dole, sabi niya, wala kang clinic. You have 30 days to put up the clinic. So hindi mo pinansin, bumalik siya. Wala pa rin yung clinic. gastos eh. Hindi na kami mag-clinic. In violation ka, today is day 1. Bumalik siya after 30 days. Nasaan na yung clinic? Wala pa rin eh. So meron ka ng kaso, meron kang so ba yan, provision for hindi mo na na-establish yung committee mo. Ito training ko eh. Saan ba yun? Provision for healthcare facilities. So magkano ang fine niya? 40,000 a day. Eh kung 1 month na yan, 40 times, kunti lang naman. So, may experience kami dito. Again, I won't mention the companies involved. Pero kasi yung trainer natin trains other banks. Like BDO. Sabi niya yung isang client namin nag-fine. Sabi ko bakit? Walang health and safety committee. Sabi ko magkano? It was close to millions naman. So sabi ko, doon ako nagkaroon ng sense of urgency. Sabi ko, hindi dapat lumabas yung pangalan ng Medjobank. Kasi, di ba, sa mga safety briefings, lumalabas yung mga in violation ko. So, one training, magkakasama kami ng mga siya. May Saturday yun, may klase kami. Week that passed, medyo Friday morning, nag-email. Sir, si Dole dumating. Sige po, padala nyo na. Kasi usually, nag-iiwan ng mga findings yan. Ito yung mga findings. For completion po, mga 3-4 na exchanges na hindi pa pinapadala yung file. So I called. Kaya pala hindi pinapadala. Ano na siya? Subina na. Okay, timeline. So nangyari yung September. March, dumating si Dole. Binigay yung findings. Mabait naman yun eh. You have 1 month. Ang tagal nun. Yung BOO na busy. Kalimutan. Bumalik si Dole ulit. Naka-IJR. After 6 months, bumalik. Kasi imposibleng yun na agad eh. Kasi babalik yun, mag-i-issue yun ng final notice. Eto, nakalagay doon, Mr. Arthur T. Please present the following. Arthur T. Ang sabi ko, hindi may natin kung ano nararamdaman ng BO that time. Sipin mo, yung boss ng boss, hindi ko na alam kung ilang boss niya. Ang reason, dahil nakalimutan. So, anong violation nila? Wala siyang safety officer certificate. Wala siyang first aider. Dumating yung Dole ng March. Kung pre-present niya lang yung documents niya, certified yung first aider niya hanggang June. Ibig sabihin, hindi dapat lumabas yung violation na yun. The same way, siya mismo is a certified safety officer. Pero apparently, nawawala yung certificate. Ganun lang yung sagot. Wala nawawala. Alam niyo po ba, sir, na 87 million yung fine na babayaran? 6 months eh. Sa dami ng violation, 6 months. It was close to 87 million. So kami nila, Michelle, what we did was, sabi namin, sige magpadala ka ng tao na iti-train. Kasi kulang na naman certification. O di mag-train tayo ng tao. So we sought the help of our trainer. So ang sama ng loob ng trainer, sabi niya, sa buong buhay ko, ngayon lang ako mag-train ng isang tao lang. Kasi isa lang naman. I was pulled out of training. 120 soldiers yung tinuturuan ko ng battle, whatever. Pinull out ako para lang puntahan kayo to train this person. So na-train naman siya. Long and short, na-train, so magkakaroon na. So sabi namin, sana i-dismiss yung case na kasi yun. Sir, meron pa palang isa. Wala yung parang certificate, wala talaga, hindi mahanap eh. Sabi ko, sir, sino po ba nag-train? Sino nag-certify sa iyo? So, hinabol din namin, sabi namin, sir, kasi nawawala. Baka pwede makuha. Sige, bigay namin sa iyo Friday next week. That was a Friday. Sir, abusuhin na namin kayo, hindi kasi kailangan Monday. So, na-convince naman. So, by Monday, nakuha natin ang hapon. Naka-loop in na kami. So, of course, pina-follow up na sila ng area office. Nasagot niya, we're just waiting for HR to give us. Kami pa yung cause of delay. We're just waiting for HR to give us the forms and we will submit it. Sabi, na-dismiss naman daw, hindi tayo nagbayad ng fine. Hindi ko lang alam kung ano yung fine na. But the estimate was 6 months of these fines. And it's not an empty threat, ha? It's not an empty threat. Nag-fine si SM, nag-fine si BDO. Very, very serious case. Kaya first and second quarter, sobrang aggressive ng training nila. They're pulling out people from operations. Sa atin kasi, very polite pa kami. Ipupull out namin si BOO, si CSR on Saturdays. Nag-train sila every Saturday. So hindi kami naramdaman ng operation na nakagulo. Ito lang, kasi we have to pull you out kasi baka naman December ulit next year, hindi pa tayo tapos sa training every Saturday. Training na. The next two slides, yung pinaka-critical na slides. Sige ma'am. Do you have any questions? Any questions, just ask si Ma'am Chen and she will happily answer. Questions? Okay. So, that's the last slide actually. That's the end of the course. So, congratulations for finishing the course. There's time for you to have lunch, and then by 1 o'clock you go back. Thank you very much. Ay, yung attendance mo na, make sure you sign. Pareho. Pareho. Thank you. Siya hindi ko mo.
I'm safe.